welcome TLC and Lady Scorpion to the show. It's so exciting that you guys agreed to come on. So how are you today?
Thank you so much, Erik. It is so exciting to be here.
Yeah, it is. And we're doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So I first came across your channel when actually Jenny Kyle from Mysterious Writings commented on your post, because I dig all the stuff she does. And when I happened to see that come up, I was like, oh, I need to check this out. And I started watching her videos, and I kept watching her videos. And I'm like,
oh, awesome.
These guys feel really like adventurous and really cool. And treasure was in there as well.
Right.
So, you know, how did you guys first get into the whole treasure hunting?
That's been a forever thing. We do a lot of treasure hunting adventures for family members and birthday parties and stuff like that. But for us, actually treasure hunting, she started back with Forrest Fenn.
For actual like armchair type treasure hunts, you know.
Yeah.
But I've always been into metal detecting, and I started metal detecting with my grandfather when I was like itty bitty, and so I was always fascinated with what you could find. So I found any book I could about treasure hunting when I was young. So, yeah.
And I had a metal detector when I was young also, and wasn't as hardcore as it sounds like she was. And the adventure of finding things, and I was always outside and always outdoors, always doing something. My brother was is an Eagle Scout, and he taught me a lot about what I know about outdoor hiking and stuff like that, and just always been into that. And when you combine the two, looking for treasure while you're hiking, it's just the best of both worlds.
Yeah. I've always been fascinated by metal detecting, and unfortunately, where I live, there was nothing really exciting, I guess you could probably, except for I live near manufacturing facilities, and so anything you metal detect is probably going to be slagged from the mills or something like that.
Yeah,
very frustrating finds.
Yeah, we had a titanium plant explode behind our house in the 70s, and so we find a lot of that around here.
Yeah. But you also found a standing. We're right next to where the train depot was.
Okay.
It was also part of the Underground Railroad.
Oh, wow.
And so everyone getting back from the Civil War and during everything throughout the history, the house was built in 1900. And they were part of the Dr. Battles would get them off of the train depot and move them over to down the road where there was a farm set up. And just the amount of history that's passed through our small yard in town. You found a seated Liberty quarter.
Oh, wow.
Bunch of Mercury dimes. And then the war tokens.
Army Navy war token. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And those in mint shape are
the one we found. It was like an $18,000 one if it had been mint. But it is not. Right. It's far from mint. But
sure.
Still, it's one of my favorite finds. But
yeah. And different Civil War buttons have just been in our local yards. You know, it's pretty neat where you can find treasure just everywhere.
That is really exciting. You know, as a kid, I've always thought, you know, hey, I'm just going to start digging holes and randomly find something, right? But you know, your channel is more than about treasure hunting. You know, did you ever, what did you envision when you started your channel?
People say I like to talk, and I do. I have a tendency to just keep talking, and we'd been told a lot of times, why don't you just make these into videos so we can all just watch them, you know, instead of doing the demo while you're sliding through your phone and everyone's like, that's the same picture. It was actually on the Countdown treasure hunt down in
North Carolina last year
that I just picked up the phone and just started recording it. And
I had no idea what she was doing, so I just waved.
Yeah. And figured if the videos worked out, if it looked like anything anyone would want to watch, why not just start it? Because you never know where it's going to go if you don't start, you know? And after
that is great advice. You know, that was something I should have heeded a long time ago. Because I've always wanted to do something and you know, record it and, you know, just play around with it and stuff. And I never had that really, you know, drive behind it until, you know, this whole treasure stuff came out. So, you know, it seems to be one of those you know, things that inspire people to go ahead and hit record on it, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty funny.
And you're supposed to have one specific niche and one niche audience. And we don't have one specific niche, but it's all treasure. And when we realize that all of our hobbies, from 3D printing to metal detecting, geocaching, hiking, these are all treasures to us, and the places we go and the things we learn along the way, and the people are amazing.
Yeah. It's just been awesome.
Very amazing. Just everybody. And they're all treasures. So that was finally not a specific niche, but it was still encompassing a lot of our hobbies and just making them something that we could share in one platform.
Yeah, and that's an important point that you make, because I talk to other YouTube content creators, both inside our umbrella, our community, and outside our community. And this question always comes up. If I do a treasure channel, do I have to stick with, what everybody else is doing, or this type of format and stuff? And you made an absolutely great point that, it's all treasure, right? Why do we have to put these other labels on what a treasure is, these definitions on it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's what I really enjoy about your show, because you don't necessarily follow that, what most people do. And you can still watch all of your videos and still be entertained without having to, be part of a specific treasure hunt. Because when you do that, you sort of put yourself in a small bubble, right?
We don't really have the attention span to stay focused on just one bubble as it is. Yes.
Too many things that we want to do.
Yeah, and it all spreads out everywhere, but it's still, like you said, it's a bigger umbrella.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you decide your next adventure? Because it's so fun watching your videos. And, do you guys, sit down and plot out what the next thing's going to be?
Well,
how does that
try to do that, but it never works out. So it's usually like the day before we need to post a video. We're like, okay, well, we can't do this now, so let's go do this. And we just wing it. We have a lot of plans, but.
Oh, and the big ones, the big six, when we're going for TTI and when we're going for the different ones. So the next one we're planning a big trip for is in August. And then my brother is getting married. And then the Hope Chest Hoedown, it's like, well, okay, so we're going to go there instead. And, it all gets switched every day.
Work it out. Yeah.
Originally, though, when we were doing these adventures and nobody got to see them, when you actually have a photo album with pictures in it, we would actually write down 3 destinations in envelopes and seal them. And we would get in the car and we would open up one of the envelopes, and that's where we were going. And
that's cool.
Yeah. And so we'd be ready for camping anywhere. This is back in the tent camping days.
Yeah.
And just have the old station wagon loaded up and just go. And that's how we got out to the Badlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I always remember, growing up as a kid, having the flip book of all the pictures and stuff. And I always, I often tell my kids, and I show them all these pictures, and sometimes they look at it and sort of scratch their head, because now all your pictures are digital and stuff. And when you go back to that, it's,
you can't zoom in on those pictures, lacks a little clarity.
Yeah, it does. It is nice though to have the digital age now, because I was just talking about this the other day, that this is your digital scrapbook. This will live on, right?
Yes. And
so everyone, family, friends, can always look back, and then later on in life, when our brain's a little more tired and we don't remember the details too well, we can always go back and look at our videos, right?
It'll just prove us wrong. We don't want to always necessarily remember right.
Yeah.
But it's a great way of chronicling everything that you're doing. Now, I did see a video. You guys were at Seekers Summit and TreasureCon. Was that correct?
We did not go to TreasureCon. No,
okay.
We didn't make it to TreasureCon. but we definitely made it to Seeker Summit. Yeah.
Yeah, because my wife Laura and I were there as well. There's so many people there, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. We didn't get a chance to talk to you guys. I mean, there were so many people. And
It
It
was
was
a lot.
amazing. Yeah.
It was really fun.
And everybody we talked to, it was so everybody wanting to share and to talk to each other and talk about different aspects of solves, and made some good friends that we still talk with. Yeah, it was just a great opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I really love about this community is not only be able to have fun and making the content, but meeting the people along the way. You know, from all the meet and greets you have. Also, you talked about Hope Chess Hoedown, which I am hoping, no pun intended, to make it there. You know, as I mentioned before, we're in the middle of moving everything, and you know, I'll still be relatively close, but it's those things like that you get to meet. I think I went to my first meet and greet last November when I met Jenny Kyle and out in the Poconos, and when you see people that have, you know, similar interests like that, you have this automatic bond when you meet them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we felt that.
Definitely. Yeah. We actually met Jenny Kyle too at Seeker Summit. And that was our first time meeting her. Yeah.
And we had followed her since Forest Fen days. So
okay.
That was exciting. It was exciting when she posted, and then when you posted on our video, we were just like, wow, that was such a cool day.
Work comes early in the morning, so we'd be grateful if people would post earlier in the day so we could be excited and still get sleep that day. So
yeah, we didn't get a lot of sleep
that was not
exciting.
A good sleep day. It was definitely worth it. We'll take no sleep anytime for that. That was exciting.
Yeah, Jenny's one of my biggest fans. You know, I always when I first got into this hunt, she was the first video that popped into my feed. You know, and I've been following her ever since. So she's really great.
Yeah, she is. We send everybody to her that wants to know more about.
And why redo it when she does such an amazing job? It's like, we're not even going to pretend to try to cover everything because it's there in a database for you, and she's just so on top of it.
She's got those nice short clips too that I always appreciate, because when I'm in between calls at work, I'll just pop it on real quick and listen to it. So are you guys actively looking for There's Treasure Inside and Beyond the Map's Edge?
Yeah, we did a boots on the ground recon trip in Arizona, which we're pretty sure it's not there. After the 75-mile comment.
Wow.
Yes.
So we've kind of put that one on the back burner a little bit, and we're focusing. We were doing the Newton Falls one because we're in Ohio, so we were on that for a while, and TTI, I'll go ahead.
Oh no, I was the Newton Falls one was a lot of fun. We were there, and it was just like one more day, and that's always how it goes. And but that was fun. The TTI, There's Treasure Inside. We're pretty confident that we know where two of the boxes states. We know exactly where.
Exactly right.
That's awesome.
No, but we have some good ideas on those. And
we had a planned trip in June for the TTI Appalachian Footpath box. But we just, stuff comes up and you can't make it. So we're hoping to do that before the end of the summer, but if not, in the fall. But,
and that will be in the fall.
And I won't press you for clues, so I respect that. But it is really fun going out and experiencing that, right? And then to be able to share that, I think, it makes it even more exciting, like through our videos and things like that. So do you have any other big non-treasure hunt adventures coming up?
Non-treasure hunt adventures.
I didn't know you could have those.
Right. Well, I should rephrase that, because now the definition is treasure, right? So other adventures coming up.
We've been wanting to get out gold panning into that kind of counts as a treasure hunt anyway.
It's treasure to me. We're lifetime members of the GPAA, Gold Prospecting Association of America. So we try to get out and do that whenever we can. And so we've wanted to get out on a good trip for that. And we'd like to get back to Arizona to the opal mines down there.
Yes.
So what we wanted to get a little warmer down in Arizona before we head back that way.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're looking into buying some land out in Arizona just for the, I know it's not central, but it's way more access than you're going to get from Ohio. And to just be able to have a stopping point out there, and we have family out there too, and just picking up some land. It's nothing like the price of land in Ohio. And so, and so that's kind of been a back burner one that's getting closer, but the the niece was over, and we were going to take her on her first treasure hunt. She's 14 months old. So it was, it was going to be more about looking at the tree, but but
we were going to take her on a recon trip for the past and future box, but then other things came up and we couldn't take her.
Yeah, that happens. And so she wouldn't have known anyway.
Right.
We'll just tell her when she's older, she went.
And you'll have her on video. That's even better. So you guys, gold panning, that's really cool. When my friend of mine lives in Colorado, a high school friend, and he out in Golden, and there's so many places to do that kind of stuff. And so did you find any gold, or any substantial gold doing this?
Flakes.
Just enough to get you so excited. Yes, it looks pretty in water.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got those little tiny vials with it's really in there. You can see it, but
and when you're panning, and then it's left in the bottom, and you're like, it's just great. And I don't know if you know, Ohio has the purest gold in the country.
Oh, really?
But there's no placer. It's not placer. It's just
it is placer.
It's one word or the other.
It was brought down by the glaciers.
Yeah.
And it was actually very, very pure, but there's very few nuggets to be found. And so it's not worth industrial mining for it.
Right.
So a lot of the claims around us that we do go to are local little rivers. And, you can camp there for 2 weeks and you just kind of set up and meet people. And it's a different umbrella. As far as in treasure hunting, we can all look for the same treasure and still be great.
Yeah.
If we all find the same gold, then it's not there anymore. So it's a little more, it's like mushroom hunting. You just don't tell anyone where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. I know about that because in Indiana, morel mushrooms, like you don't dare speak of where your spot is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the same here in Ohio.
We're going to give you away one hint because it was the one time we went mushroom hunting. I walked around the corner of the front of the house and I looked down and there's 9. There were 9 morel mushrooms just standing there, like so excited to be there. We don't eat them. So we called the buddy we knew who did, and you'd have thought we offered him $1,000. We were just like, hey, and so made his day.
But they've never grown back. So
yeah, that's like a treasure hunt in and of itself.
It's pretty hardcore around here. The guys will, they like have their special stick and they're wearing camouflage. And I'm always wondering how elusive these mushrooms are that they have to wear camouflage, and they're looking for the mate. And yes, it's amazing the terms they use when they get into it.
Yeah, it's one of those if you know type moments. When you're involved in that. So do you plan on going to, you said you're going to the Hope Jazz Hoedown, which I talked to Chris a few times, and I actually donated a silver coin to put in
we saw that.
Nice.
So that's really exciting. Chris is a really great guy. Do you plan on going into any of the others? I know you have Treasure Con coming up, and you also have the Polaris meet and greet for Justin Posey's that treasure hunt with us.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we haven't really. It's been difficult with so many things going on here lately for us to make the plan, and we would love to. We would love to be at all of them, but I will just have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Her mom's experiencing some health issues.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You don't want to be too far away, and so it's looking really positive right now. So it's not a downer, but it's just a hiccup, you know? And so that's been a lot of our hiccups lately. So that's okay, you know? And,
life happens, you know, and you have to go with the flow with it and hope for the best, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best for sure. Yeah, no, I do like your backdrop there. Whose idea was that, and who came up with the whole name of everything? That's pretty clever.
Well, she designed this. She then took the photo that we used for it.
That's Newton Falls, actually. That was on our road trip to Newton Falls.
Oh, really?
That's when that's
first
the sunset
trip,
that I just happened to catch. And Finding Treasure and Lady Scorpion and TLC, it just kind of fit together there. And
I told her, I said, well, we need some kind of logo for our channel because we just have like the little circle with the, and she said, oh, I got this. And she just 5 minutes later, she hands it over. That's what she does.
When you said the technical age that we're in, it's amazing. You can just take your picture on your phone and just 3 clicks later, and you're like, how's that? The circle wasn't centered. So she didn't tell you that part. I had to do it again because I'd already pushed save. Yeah. And then I centered the circle. So
I was just having this conversation with 3D Bronze, the one that 3D prints the treasure boxes, you know, and he had mentioned something about, you know, doing things on your phone. I said, well, with my eyesight, I have to use my computer, but I get what you're saying. You know, it's just everything's so much easier to do than it was a long time ago.
Yeah. It is.
Print shop back in the day used to be able to do everything, and then they changed that a lot. But that's
yeah, we relied on that back in the. Well,
you could make your own.
We won't say when.
So you seem like you're the creative one out of the bunch here, since you're in charge of all the logos and everything like that. Do you have a background in that? Or?
What's we're both actually it's a 50-50 when things come up like that. Different ways of doing things. We have 100% opposite ways of getting to the exact same end result for working on different types of projects. And
she's here, I've got it done in 5 minutes, and I'm let's plan it out, and then I'll have it done back to you maybe tomorrow.
Yes. I wing it a little more. Yes. So I'm actually a CNC programmer machinist.
Oh, nice.
And I make prototypes out of ceramic. And it's kind of engineering aspects. And she was doing the same thing until she went on to management type stuff. So she got a little more boring.
That is funny. So who's the mastermind behind the clues and figuring them out and coming up with different solutions?
Not just the mastermind, the mind, the whole, and then she'll soundboard stuff off of me like, how's this sound? And I'm like, frozen screen, static. I don't even know what you're saying. And she walks me through it, and I'm like, nobody can get that. And she explains to me how this is a common thing and how she's taught me a lot about the codes and the treasure hunts. I help her build them and do them, but they're all that's how her mind works all the time for everything. Yeah.
So how do you end up balancing that? Because I always talk to people that do the treasure hunts or create them, and I always come back and say, if I were to do one, it would either be solved that day I released it or never, because I wouldn't know where even to begin.
That's all her. Yeah, I don't even know how she does it either. I don't know if you happen to see our hint video about that. We gave the clue with the boots on the ground, and then
the keyboard.
She said, let's put a key on a board. And I'm like, what? Nobody's going to get that as a hint. And Kate, who did solve it, she said, oh, and as soon as I realized that was boots on the ground and the cipher breaker, I was like, whoa, there's more of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a fine line, like you said.
Yeah.
And we try to gauge it to, she's described this before, we try to gauge it to our audience. And right now, starting out our channel, and it's a lot of friends and family. And we didn't say a word to them. We wanted to make sure they were included in it, so they had no clue about what we were doing. And we didn't want it to be, like you said, a forever hunt for,
right.
We wanted to gear it back. We want to introduce people to how to figure out how to solve it based on the clues. And so she described this one as easy. I would have described it as a little bit harder than that. Yeah, after she told me there was a cipher and I had to figure out what it was, it took me quite a bit. She gave me hints. Yeah, that's just to be fair there too. But like as we advance through and we start getting more of our umbrella filled up and have more of an audience that needs a harder challenge, they're going to find those opportunities too for what planned.
That's what I always tell people. I always support the smaller hunters, our creators in the community, because although I may not go looking for the treasure itself, to me it's either one, I really enjoy the stories. You know, I had the great American treasure hunt guy on the other week, and the stories are brilliant. They're just entertaining. I don't have to look for a treasure.
Yeah,
right.
Or you have ones of a combination of a great story and the clues, and it's really like it's a teaching moment. You know, when you want to step away from these bigger ones that go on that seem like forever and they're very nebulous and because they're designed that way because millions of dollars are on the line,
right. Yeah,
you know. So it's nice palate cleanser to go over to a smaller one that is has an ending, you know, that usually they're within a 3-month period or something like that, or even shorter, depending on the one. And just trying those because it's like training for the Olympics, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the 5K before you do the marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. And the nice thing is the marathon's still going on, but you still have the opportunity to, let's pause over here. Yeah, that's when the Justin Posey solve that we had got crushed into a million pieces. We definitely needed to come back to the smaller ones. We were glad Newton Falls was getting ready to do its kickoff. And like you said, the Alice in Wonderland kid?
David Jacobson. Yeah, his are fun.
Yes, we've enjoyed his books. And like you said, the stories and then the trying to find the answer. We're still working on the Mad Tea Party.
The Mad Tea Party and the Hatter's Hat.
Yeah. That first one that hasn't been solved yet.
Yeah.
Several submissions, and we got back from him. We were right. Oh no, we didn't. No, it would be nice though, right? One of these weeks it'll work out.
Yeah, because the most exciting part of treasure hunting, at least I'm speaking for myself here, is not necessarily the prize that you win, but just to be able to say, I solved it, and I solved it first.
Right.
That's gotta be like the absolute best feeling is to, you know, get your book or whatever medium they're using and going through it and getting that aha moment, you know, to say you solved it. Now, is that a similar feeling when you create one and watch people do it?
It is. And it was interesting doing this one that we just did because like she said, we had done them for friends and family before and like all the time. We even had a 2-year Christmas hunt one that they didn't get their presents for 2 years until it was solved.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, we had even bought burner phones and messages were coming from different numbers. And
nice.
it was pretty involved. But this one was different because there was other people involved and we got to get a lot of feedback from the people submitting solutions. And it was so exciting. And so I didn't know if you were talking about it progressing or creating it, but it was a lot of fun. It was interesting seeing what people came up with. And especially when we had some people with the same, I think we mentioned in the video, some people had the same answers and we're like, wow, how did they get it? You know,
the same wrong answer. It was great. And it was amazing. It was exhausting. it just constantly.
And it was just a small one, and we want to do bigger ones, so I don't know how we'll handle it. But
yes, oh, it was amazing, just the feedbacks and just the people trying, and yeah, it was just amazing. Earlier, you said something about the feeling when it doesn't work out, but the joy of the adventure of it.
Yeah.
That trip we took to North Carolina was the first committed. We're just going for a treasure hunt, and she found out on Wednesday. Friday, I got off work, and she's like, "We're going to North Carolina." I'm like, "All right, make sure the truck's loaded. We're ready to go." And when it got found while we were down there at the same elevation on the same side of the mountain, it was halfway through the day, and she was going to stay there. I still had to go back to work, but she was going to stay for the whole 21 days.
If it wasn't solved,
Yeah, and keep going. And we were so crushed for like that whole 10 minutes of and then it was like, no, this was such an amazing thing. I can't even put words to how amazing that feeling is.
Yeah.
We were there. We didn't have to say we should have gone.
Yeah.
We should have started the channel. We should have done this. We did it.
And as far as those kind of treasure hunts go, the ones that we're all working on in our umbrella, I think that's the moment that
was my aha moment, was that this is feasible. You don't have to quit your day job. You don't have to, you don't have to sink every penny of the world into it, but you can experience that joy on a weekend and research it in the evenings and, really get involved in it. I do luck out on the research part. Yeah. Nice job. She's like, "We're going to North Carolina." I'm like, "Why?" Okay. That works.
Well, it's like you totally get it then. You go, that's why these hunts are created. It's not necessarily to, the way I look at it, it's not like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to make a lot of money, right? Because that's not really a realistic way of looking at it. And you're going to be extremely disappointed if you don't find it, right?
Right.
You put everything on the line. But, to me, I'll even call it a participation trophy if I figure out at least the correct state and I don't find it. Like, I'm like, I had thinking what they're thinking. They pushed it across the line, but at least I had the same area I came up with myself.
Right.
That is a win for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Forrest Benz and everyone's at the 9 Mile Hole, and it's like, okay, well, if everyone's already been there and everyone's there, let's broaden the horizons and try to find another solve that could, because everyone's already been there, and you never know when that next everyone is going to be the one
that found it.
Yeah.
But like back to when you're so you release your hunt, and that feeling when you had said when multiple people either got it wrong or figure out correctly, that must be a surreal feeling, that because they're really going through your thought process, right? So you wrote this like very complex, like to me it'd be complex, right? Well, it's supposed to be complex, right? Because it's a treasure hunt, but for them it's just like them getting into your mind.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
It was. You're right. It was, and it was flattering that people were doing it, and it was kind of like it felt like people get. You're right. The surreal feeling. Wow, that was a good question, and I'll have to ponder that more. And
I always think of it like if you're playing charades or Pictionary, whatever the game is, right? They're all similar, and you draw some very vague, abstract thing, and then somebody figures it out.
Yeah.
It's like they know what I'm thinking.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always, wondered about that. For somebody that, like I said, I would probably never write one myself because I wouldn't know where to begin. But they're super fun reading, and they're super fun trying to figure it out. And I'm sure not only from the hunter side, but the hunt creator side, it's got to be equally as rewarding. And then both of you guys doing both of that at the same time, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
That's for sure. Should back out. that feeling was amazing. I just and she's been doing these. So like for the birthday parties, they had to solve different things to even get to the next clue. And we're talking about 10-year-old levels, you know, and just getting them. And the niece actually still talks about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Even from geocaching, you know, just that excitement of finding the end result. And but the way she creates these, if you're ever looking for your keys in the morning, it's not always fun. You know, there's a coded message. I don't know, but it's just always how she's always going into them, and it's amazing to watch that process. And the feeling around here when people started submitting answers, didn't matter what time it was a whole big show, and we had to read them and see what they said. Oh, It's just amazing. It was so much fun. And like you said, they're the smaller ones. They're the ones that get you through until you can get back into your big hunts. And it's just an honor really to be able to get a reaction from people, to have them want to play. And our friends and family were not excluded from it. We didn't tell them a thing. We were so excited that we had no clue who won. Kate won, but we did not know her. And it was just so neat to have that broad of a reach that, you know, she wanted to play, and she did, and she won. Yeah, it was neat.
And there was, you know, when we put that one out, I was like, well, I hope somebody doesn't, like you said, solve it in 5 minutes, because then I, you know, bummed, but I didn't want it to, you know, it's a small prize, and it was just something fun. But then when it went past and we were even able to put out the hint video, I was like, well, that's pretty good. It must have been pretty good, right? You know, I was questioning it. And so I think it was fun. It was fun.
And we think it was a good length of time too. It was solved in 4 days,
4 or 5 days. Yeah.
4 to 5 days.
It solved like the night of the hint.
It might have had something to do with Discord getting a hold of it, which was super helpful.
Yeah, that was so exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you do any other ones, let me know. I'll be the first one to pick up a copy or however medium that you guys use, because I'm building my collection, my library of treasure hunts, and no matter what type it is, I think they're all fascinating, and I really look forward to that.
Awesome.
Very fun. Thank you. We will do that. For sure.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, it's been so great having you guys on. You guys are more than welcome to come back on again if you ever want to talk treasure or other types of treasure, right?
Awesome.
We've redefined that. And I'll put a link to your guys' channel in description. And awesome. I thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having us. It's been great.
We were so excited when you reached out. It just, there was no sleep that night. It was wonderful. It was just a great night. Yeah. We really appreciate you.
It is my honor to have you guys. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
It's
our honor to be here. Yeah.
Okay.